All right, so we're going to talk about how to get our bias for the session, for the New York session. Which way is price going to go? Which way do like ultimately going to end up in its trending phase? Like what if it trends at all? But what do we want to be looking for? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a horizontal line at 6 p.m. um the day before the New York session because that's the start of the daily candle right there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and we'll turn on our daily zone, right? And we're going to turn off the candles for a second here. And we're going to draw a horizontal line right there. All right. The next thing we're going to do is turn the candles back on. We're going to turn off our daily zone. We're going to turn on our New York session. Now, what I'm looking for is for the New York session to break above, right? If you see this is the previous day, New York session broke above that line that we put on here. Let's make it a little bit bigger, right? New York session broke above it right here. And then price came down and respected the bottom of the zone and took off. So there was your trend phase for that day. So this could have been a really good entry right here and then take the high or something like that. You know what I mean? Um, there's over a 2-to-1 right there. And then here's another example of the same thing happening. Um, we'll go ahead and just do it again. So we're going to look for daily beginning, the beginning of the day candle, which is right here at 6. We're going to put a line here, right? Close enough. And then we're going to switch to our session candle, or session, yep. And we're going to wait. There you go. The midline broke below the daily, and then it came and retested, and then there's your trade right there. So this is your um directional bias, like for sure 100% know that price is going that way. And this trade didn't even happen until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So um how can you set an alert to actually get something like this so you don't have to wait for it? Well, once you get your horizontal line, you go horizontal line. um which one is this, right? Okay, so I'm using the second one in the list, so I'm going to go right there. We want not price, but we want the first light beacon 50% line crossing horizontal line. You can do once per minute, once per bar. I would probably do that, not per close. You want to know if it gives you any leeway into or any forewarning, you know what I mean, is good. And then um you hit create, and then we're gonna get an alert when this line, this midline here, crosses this horizontal line. And that's gonna be um uh the hold trade, right? And then we find our entry by um using other zones or whatever, however we're going to find our entry, but retracing back into this midline of the first light beacon and then coming back down. I mean, you can see the entry right there. Obviously, it's in hindsight, but these are the types of things we look for. So that's not anything new, and you'll be able to short these entries. So this is a trade that you can take at the end of the day or whenever it happens. It doesn't always happen at the end of the day. Sometimes it's faster, but you can get into something like this right here, which this is 475 ticks, right? And it's a 5.22 risk to reward. So that's extremely worth setting these alerts and waiting for these things to happen. So wanted to point that out. Um, and that can be another setup, another strategy that you can use to get into a longer, holding a trade longer, um, or your only strategy. But this happens quite a lot. And if you go back and back test it, you will see that it happens a lot and it's pretty freaking accurate. You can also get into crossovers and things like that to find the pinpoint entries. But as far as getting your direction and knowing um, which way it's going and it's going to continue more than likely, then and you can get into a trade like this. This is a really good um, method to do so.